Welcome to Sydney Harbour, our first location for toilets from around the world.
Toilets from around the world.
Oh yeah, indeed, for we have a fun-filled, action-packed programme for you today. In this, the first of a 46-part series, we examine such delicacies as the 18th century toilet, the low-tech toilet, the high-tech toilet, and much, much more. But we begin here today at Sydney's Harbour Bridge, perhaps the most famous landmark in the Southern Hemisphere. Not a bit like a toilet really, is it? But nestled underneath the Southern Arch is this beautiful 19th century French-style pissoir. The name pissoir, of course, the origin behind that great Australian expression, "Excuse me mate while I go take a leak." Now restored to its original location and splendour, its unusual design and intricate wrought ironwork make it one of Sydney's most unusual and beautiful pieces of street furniture. If you close your eyes and turn the clock back 100 years or so, you can almost hear the sophisticated gentlefolk of the Mercantile Hotel and the surrounding rocks area utilising this unique facility.
Excuse me, which way is the toilet?
Now, imagine turning the clock back another 200 years to 17th century London. This was the New London of Sir Christopher Wren and Samuel Pepys. With its stately new terraces, wide, tree-lined avenues, and yes, even planned sewage systems. But let's turn the spotlight on the roll, as it were, of toilet paper. Well, quite simply, it didn't exist. Well, let's face it, if you were fortunate enough to have a piece of parchment, you'd probably want to write some poetry. A love letter, maybe, or a spot of bookkeeping. Or like Pepys himself. Maybe you'd want to keep a diary. The last thing you'd want to do would be to cut it up into little squares and pamper your posterior. So what, then, was the alternative? Pebbles. Alongside your Poe was not a roll of paper, but a pail of pebbles. You would rummage around in the murky water for a clean one, hold it up in the open air for a closer inspection, then once satisfied of its relative cleanliness, apply it as you would toilet paper. Once finished, you'd pop the little bugger back into the bucket for the next taker. Charming. Now you'd want to find some tap water, wouldn't you? But this is 18th century England.
Toilets from around the world.
Welcome to sunny Thailand. Today a tourist paradise and home to the Grand Palace. With its beautiful islands, hot sweltering weather, delicious spicy food, quaint roadside stalls, Thai whiskey, more delicious spicy food, hot sweltering weather, more Thai whiskey, delicious spicy food, more delicious spicy food, still hot and sweltering. Oh, and Crouch End. Ooh, a squat down job. Such memories, such memories. Of course, still très chic in France and much of the Mediterranean, but they tend to lose their cachet after the second or third sitting. But once trapped in this never-ending cycle, there's little chance of escape. Poor fool. There's only one way out, and that's down and out. America, America. So good they named it twice. No, land of materialism, excess and consumption. So we're definitely going to need a toilet here. This is a land where Al Capone could hold center stage. At Alcatraz, where gambling fever extends even to lavatories. Even in quiet country towns, those Yankees show us how it should be done. Hi, and welcome to Modesto in Northwest California. An unusual choice, you may think, for toilets from around the world. But I think you may be slightly impressed with this one. But here, the toilet. The objet d'art we have. Next to the toilet, in America, it could only happen here. A beautiful television. And of course, an international telephone. All next to this beautiful toilet that we see here. Join us later for more toilets from around the world. Well, you've got to keep yourself amused at this sort of time of day.
Toilets from around the world. Oh, yeah.
We turn our attention now to Japan. An uneasy mixture of old versus new. Once you've mastered the tradition of which pair of slippers to wear in your Japanese privy, there's a choice of 3, by the way, you could then be confronted by such high-tech wonders as the Orwellian toilet. So called as it looks like a set from George Orwell's novel 1984. In reality, this sinister-looking control panel controls the heated seat, bidet, and basin all in one unit. Marvelous. Not that all Japanese are happy with these excesses of technology. Here, of course, is the famous bullet train, or Shinkansen. For 30 years, a flagship of modern Japan, even though it is a train. But even here, toilet technologies had to evolve with the times. Earlier models used the traditional forward-facing squatty, whereas trains of the 1990s use our tried and trusted friend, the Western-style toilet. Confused? Don't worry, there's always a diagram to show you which procedure to follow. So that explains how those feet marks got on the seat. The Seikan Tunnel. Yet another marvel of modern Japanese engineering. 10 years in the making, it links the 2 islands of Honshu and Hokkaido. 50 kilometers long and 300 meters deep. What a unique opportunity this presents. Oh, that's better. Once again, we're at the foot of the Seikan Tunnel, joining central to northern Ireland, Japan. And here's a point I think I'd like to mention that you won't find on Michael Palin's Great Train Journeys of the World. I lay down the gauntlet to anyone here for the world's deepest poo. A mere 800 feet below the surface of the water, below the Earth's surface, and there's the best part of me, buried forever, nearly 1,000 feet below. Can anyone of you beat that? And so finally, from the deepest to possibly the highest, we're now travelling at an altitude of 10,000 metres, high again above Sydney, Australia. Now, before you purists out there write in to complain, I'm fully aware that in a modern commercial aircraft, everything, including waste, is fully self-contained. But back in the 1970s, there were a number of reported but inexplicable cases of cholera across Western Europe. Inexplicable until somebody realized that these happened to follow the flight paths of planes traveling from India. But today, we can all rest assured, safe in the knowledge that what goes up, stays up. At least until the plane lands. But for now, back to Sydney. Oh, you're back. Well, that concludes our first episode, and I hope it's given you something to go on. Join us next time for an exploration of the Outback Dunny, the psychology of public toilet etiquette, together with the virtual reality toilet, and of course, a great many other toilets from around the world.
Toilets from around the world.
A 1, 2, 3, 4
Toilets. So now you've seen the toilets from around the world. Toilets. I hope you liked it, every boy and every girl. Toilets. Did it make you laugh or cry or simply want to hurl? Toilets. Toilets.
Talking about my
Toilets. So now you've seen the toilets from around the world. Toilets. I hope you liked it, every boy and every girl. Toilets. Did it make you laugh or cry or simply want to hurl? Toilets. 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 So now you've seen the toilets from around the world. Toilets. I hope you liked it, every boy and every girl. Toilets. Did it make you laugh or cry or simply want to hurl? Toilets. Toilets. I finished. Toilets. So now you've seen the toilets from around the world.
No, I haven't.
Toilets. I hope you liked it, every boy and every girl. Toilets. Did it make you laugh or cry or simply want to hurl? Toilets. 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 So now you've seen the toilets
Around the World is a One for the Bucket production, copyright 1994.
boy and every girl. Toilets. Did it make you laugh or cry or simply want to hurl? Toilets. 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 So now you've seen the toilets from around the world. Toilets. I hope you liked it, every boy and every girl. Toilets. Did it make you laugh or cry or simply want to hurl? Toilets. Toilets. Toilets.
If you'd like some more information on going to the toilet, then I can't help you, as you're obviously a very, very stupid person. If, however, you have an unusual toilet you'd like to share with us, then write to Hugh, care of CTV1, McKell Building, Box PO1, 55 Walker Street, Redfern, New South Wales 2016, Australia.
Toilets. Toilets.
Talking about my
Toilets. You've seen the toilets from around the world.
I hope you liked it, every boy.
And every girl. Did it make you laugh?